Welcome in to episode 3 of the TCL podcast. I'm your host, Mario. And today I got a really special guest. I've been waiting for this for a whole week of honestly anticipation, ideation. It's Left Hand Andy.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How are you? How's your evening going?
Oh, dude,
Did you
going pretty
vote
well.
Republican today, as you should?
Straight into the politics here.
Yeah, we're just
I'll have you know I wrote in all of my candidates today.
I was gonna
It's
make a joke about how you accidentally spelled Abbott with one T, but you know what? We'll leave it at that. We'll just say we're proud of you for voting. Let's say
Hey
that.
man, I'm here to vote, not to spell. All right.
We're here we're here to run a business, Andy. We're not here to learn about politics. That's not what the people are here
Exactly.
for.
Shout out,
I no,
uh, shout out SJ Penalo
Let's
if you're
go.
listening.
Yes. First shout out. We're what, a minute in? We're not even a minute. We're not even 30 seconds in. You got to get a shout out.
I know,
So
man.
you were worried about me bringing up politics, so I had to just get it right out of the way. That way we could just leave it in the rearview mirror. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna talk sports. It's gonna be like the ticket, honestly.
Oh yeah, man. I know. I want you to know. We were talking at Little Woodrow's. It's a popular establishment here in Brentwood in
Yeah, shout
Austin.
out. Shout out.
Um, I was telling you how I was going to give myself sort of that crash course with all things sort of sports related, fantasy football related, kind of just crush some ESPN and everything. And I want
Yeah.
you to know, and I want the viewers at home to know, I did none of that. So
I was like, you're about to tell me you literally did 0% of that. Oh, I could smell it. Now, there was a fear in the air when we talked in the pre-show, I think, but I think that
oh,
fear
for
is
sure.
gone now.
Eh.
I hope it's gone. We'll see. Maybe by the end of the show. So, um, let's jump into your intro, Andy, because I think some of the league members don't know you. Some of them
hmm
do. Some of them know you a little too well. Um, so how many years have you been in TCL now? Are you an original member?
Uh, um, no, I don't think so. I think this is my third year because there was a year where I was banished because I wasn't setting my lineup. So I've been aware of the league for like at least 4 years, but I've been a participant for three and an active participant for like two. So
All right.
that
Well, hey, you
that's
know
the
what?
background there.
We cater to all skill sets. Nick is a our last co-host was a little perturbed by some of the strategies of some of the people in the league. I'm like, hey, listen, like we're all friends here. We want to win. We want to steal some money from each other, but we're all just trying to have a good time. It's not we got every skill set. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and you're really showing that today on the podcast, Mario. We're really on the opposite end of the spectrum from what that was with Nick last week. So I'm
Well,
happy to I'm happy to sort of be the person setting the curve here. So
yeah, you know what? We're on. Yeah, the next 8 episodes are probably going to be some version of the same episode, but these first two, this is top class. This is what you look for. This is what you come to
hell
listen
yeah,
to the
man.
show for. No, I'm excited for sure to do this episode just because I think we're gonna have some extra fun than maybe just some serious sports talk. Not to say there's anything wrong with some serious sports talk, because I will talk fantasy on you as
Oh,
well
I
as
believe it.
any other really sport. But so you have 3 years in TCL. What do you have I know we talked about favorite maybe football memory, but do you possibly have a TCL memory that you recall, both either good or bad?
Oh man, TCL memory. Uh, does not losing last year count?
I think so. I think
I
so. I know there was a
I
lot of sweating going on towards the end because
there was. Well, that was when we started talking about maybe there being a punishment. So that was like really kind of what snapped me into focus last year. And I proved through hard work and determination to be in the middle of the pack at the end of the season. So I was happily there.
you know what? I would say that's a win. Considering
Personal win.
where you got what you just said you got relegated. You just were. Oh, I actually no. You know what? I remember this because I remember there being a big campaign to get you back in, and I'm like, just set your damn lineup.
I do. No, no, no. So to set the stage for the listeners at home, we were in Port Aransas or something,
Oh yeah, okay,
and
perfect.
we had been like drinking on the beach, chilling, busting
As we
fat
do.
chills, and I think I was talking to like Taylor or Mycian or somebody, and I was like trying to get him to hype me up to talk to you about it, like a guy at prom trying to psych himself into
Tell,
dancing with a girl.
tell him I'm
I was like,
cute. Tell him
well,
I'm cute.
I'll really do it this time, and blah, blah. And they were like, just go ask him. And I remember walking up to you and just blurting like, Mario, I want to be back in the league, and you were just kind of like, yeah, man. I mean, set your lineup, you're in. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad this is behind us.
What makes it so much better is I just picture you kind of like your arms are out to your side, but they're not like touching your body. Kind of like they have a considerable
Just
if I'm trying to paint the picture of you just like, I want to be back in the league. And me being extremely confused while you're yelling at me when you're a foot
the
from
most,
me.
yeah, the most awkward and unreasonably threatening body language I could come up with on my way over there.
You know, that's not the first time I've been begged to have someone join this league. And I think it's just because we have a lot of fun.
This fucking guy, you hear him, guys? Lounging in his
No,
fucking chair in his office over there. Call it to
yes,
me peasants.
I'm just a king in his court, really. Uh no, we'll all right, we'll leave it at that. What was your favorite football memory?
Favorite like just football in general.
Game you watched, game you attended, game you whatever player you
Um,
met. I don't it
yeah,
could
yeah,
be
yeah. I splurged a couple of years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I bought Cowboys tickets to the at the Death Star, and I went with my dad, and we saw the Cowboys beat the Eagles. And it was like a really close game, and Amari Cooper had some kind of crazy fucking catch in the end zone to win the game. And it
Oh,
was
is
awesome.
this was this in like 2018 maybe
Yeah, dude.
or
Yeah,
something? Maybe it was 2019.
I think it was
But
2018, but it might have been 2019. But
was it perhaps in December?
yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I went to this game as
Are you
well.
serious?
Yeah, and if it's the game I'm thinking of, yeah, that was probably the best Cowboys game I've ever been to. I went to a couple games as a kid, um, including the um, 2007 matchup against the Patriots, against the Patriots team that went undefeated.
Oh
But
shit.
that game wasn't even as good as this one, just because that like obviously against the Eagles, fuck Philadelphia. If you're listening out there, I don't care. But also it was, it was a very exciting game. You got the win. I think I had some nachos that day. So all in all, win.
Yeah, it was one of those things for sure where I was like, I spent probably more money than I should have on the tickets. And it like almost didn't even occur to me until like we were like on our way to the stadium, like, man, what if they just fucking get wrecked tonight? Like I was like, oh no,
Always a
dude.
real
Like
possibility when you go to a Cowboys game when you're just like yeah, you just as a Cowboys fan over the last 25 years, you're just like a puppy that's been abused, Anytime anyone raises a hand in any direction, you're gonna squirm.
How's Dirk?
He's sleeping. Me and him took a nap at like 5 o'clock today, and it was pretty sweet because when I woke up it was already dark. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, no, we're not abusing animals in this house. I can tell you that much.
I mean, I'm just trying to get an idea of the way you live your life too, Mario. I'm not the only one on trial here.
I mean,
The people
uh,
at home want to know about the man behind the podcast.
I think people know that I'm doing a lot of research. I'm doing a lot of YouTube searching just to try to really get up to speed with the world. So if you want to know where to get my news, definitely YouTube and probably Twitter. So there you go.
Yeah, we can tell.
Yeah, I'm sure when I have every hot opinion on the latest. Oh, have you guys heard about this? You seen this? I'm probably just getting it from Twitter. Which now that my boy Elon owns it, well, maybe we don't say anything, or maybe we do, so we can get monetized. Whatever you want, YouTube, tell us in the comments what you want us to do, and we'll do it. We'll do anything for money.
Mario is willing to sell his soul to optimize episode 3 of his fantasy football league
This might
podcast.
have the most. Can you handle the fact this might have the most views out of every episode this
I
far?
know, no, dude, I'm fucking nervous. I've been nervous all day thinking about this, dude. Wringing my hands.
I'm glad. I'm glad you were because that's exactly what I was thinking about, and I
Oh,
kept reminding myself, you got to make sure you ask Andy at the beginning. Hey, so how nervous are you? Are you like sweating? Like you take a Xanax before this? Like what's going on?
no, no, no. I want everyone at home to know too. I was the one that had to remind you about this shit. It got to like 6 o'clock today, and I was like, "What the fuck is up, man? Are you scared? Like, let's do this." I'm like a guy being held hostage or something, and I'm like, "Just do it if you're gonna do it." Like, I'm tired of living like this. So
This is just that day where you asked me to join the league just all over again. You just
it is. It
you're
is.
gonna
You're
put me on
just
the
dragging
podcast
it
or
out,
what? Yeah.
making me make me dance on your podcast.
Yes. Well, I think you're doing good so far. So you ready
Thanks,
to
man.
talk a little football?
All
A
right,
little football?
let's fucking do this.
All right. So I got the move of the week. This is Nick's baby that I'm stealing because this is my show, not his. Um so I got two moves of the week this week actually. So last week we had two kind of big moves, I would say. Number one, I'll start with is OBJ picked up by Jory. OBJ still hasn't signed a new team, but I don't know if he did this pre or post Romeo Dobbs getting hurt. Pretty sure got hurt in like the first play of the game. That was pre us getting to Woodrose, by the way, Andy.
Okay,
So what do you think about this one? You know OBJ, you know about him?
I know about OBJ. I last I heard he was on the Browns, right?
So he was
After
on the Browns, but he went to the Rams last year, and then he played in the Super Bowl and got hurt. So now that's why he hasn't played because he's rehabbing.
oh shit. Wait, but did you say he's not on a team right now?
He's not on an NFL team. Jory picked him up, so that's why I called it the move of the week. But um, yeah, he was on the Rams last year and then got hurt in the Super Bowl, tore his ACL in the Super Bowl, which was I don't know if you remember that. We saw him cry.
Oh shit, I think I do remember that. So wait, so they just dropped him because he was hurt, and now he's just
Yeah, he
what
basically
is the
his
plan? He's
contract
gonna
was up
get
after
picked
that
up.
year. Yeah, like
Oh,
basically
okay.
he's just rehabbing on his own, and then once he's ready to go, like he'll just basically glom on to whatever team he thinks is the best to try to win a Super Bowl again. It's kind of
Nice.
a it's kind of a baller move, honestly.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like I should know this because I follow Odell Beckham on Instagram, but he doesn't really break this down.
He's not
Uh,
at least is he at least posting videos of him working out or
yeah.
anything? Have you seen him? Is he partying it up? What's he doing?
Oh, he works out. He DM'd me about why I should pick him up this week, but I ignored it.
Yeah, well,
So
it would have been too late because Jory did it 2 days ago. So that's move of the week number one. And then
Congratulations, Jory.
move of the week number two. Normally I'm only gonna have one, but I had a hard time picking between these two. I gotta give it to Russell for picking up Andy Dalton, dropping Malik Willis, because that basically helped him in our matchup against Sports Panties. He had 11 points, but that was just enough, and beat me this yesterday night. That was a tough night because early on I got the lead, and I was like, we just gotta hold on. We just gotta hold on. And then like at like 10 o'clock, Andy Dalton threw the longest touchdown pass of the day, and I lost.
The longest, I think I heard you talking about how long was this touchdown pass?
It was okay. Well, the reason I say longest is because I believe it was the longest of the week, maybe. I
Okay.
also saw that on Twitter, but it was like 44 yards. It was like this. It was like a big play. I actually wasn't watching it because I only watch good football,
Goddamn.
and the Mavs were on. So really, that's where I was watching. But yeah, that was a tough one. So that's all I got on that one. Congrats, Russell. First win of the season.
Yeah. Welcome, Russell, to the ranks of 1-8.
You know,
One
I
more
thought
thing.
you. Oh, I thought you may have checked the matchups for next week, but you're aware of your matchup next week, right?
Of course.
Okay, I like the
Of
enthusiasm.
course.
So, and don't forget, we got to work in your best impersonation of everyone in the league and your best Gary V. So just
I'm not doing that. My Shin can shut the fuck
I
up.
just I just want to hear no, I just want to hear the impersonation of me and probably Nick just to kind of even it out.
Oh God. All right.
But
Let me think about it.
save that one. Let it marinate a little bit. We'll come back to that one.
Oh
So
yeah. No, Rory, it's you and me. Uh week 10 going down.
you mean Russell?
Oh,
What'd
that's
you?
what I said. I said
Yeah.
Rory. Russell sucked. This is my
Oh
problem,
man,
Mario. I can't focus. All
can
right.
you imagine if his name was Rory though?
Where did I see Rory? Somebody's got that in their name. Am I just crazy? Let's move on.
What we'll just leave that one there. So let's quickly jump into week nine. So here we have the matchups. We talked about this one. Michael Scott Paper Co. beats Sports Panties 115-111. Goes to 1-8. Sports Panties drops to 4-5. In the next matchup, Show Me Your TDs beats Fabby Baby. Both teams go to 6-3, but big win for Jory. And then probably a TCL classic similar to Cowboys Packers, Taylor versus Tony, 147, 128. Pretty big one there.
Yeah.
And then we have Dirty Dirts taking the win against Nick, knocking off the number one team, 124, 115.
Ooh.
Zonka's beat Dobby is free, 130, 112. That one wasn't as close as I thought it was going to be. And then, of course, the last one being Team Gizzard Gills, 124. Left hand 80, 66.
Jesus Christ. What happened to
So,
me?
yeah, that
I
was
set my lineup, bro.
I know you did. If we quickly look at it, you had Joe Mixon go at 55. His team didn't even have that amazing of a day, but
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Higbee kind of messed you up. Kyle Pitts didn't do much
Dak
better
was on the
anyway.
bye.
Dak was on
Had
a
the
bye,
nucleus of my
started
team.
both Buffalo running backs, so it's kind of shortchanged there.
All right. Let's get to the bottom of this because I've gotten mixed reviews. Is it a good thing or a bad thing to start running backs on the same team? It's a bad thing.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
See, everybody
It,
says that shit. Just tell me what it is.
no, because there are situations. Here's the thing: it's not a bad thing when you guess right. The reason it's a bad thing is because you have to guess. you can't really predict that, right? Because
Mm-mm.
you
Yeah.
or you have to be really, really like in the weeds on the football aspect of it. So like understanding the
What is the
the chat is doing some funny
Oh
stuff while
Jesus.
we're and this is definitely on here, so well, hopefully that we don't get banned. No, well, I would say it's not a bad thing, but like for example, in your matchup, right? You have a guy who did get traded to this team, so he's new, but typically when a player's new, you don't want to necessarily start them right away just because they have to learn the actual playbook. They have to learn the plays that the team's going to run. And typically that
Yeah.
team's not going to risk it by putting them out there for 80% of the plays, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so that's why that one didn't necessarily make sense. But I mean, given the amount of people you had on buys and like, I mean, you'd have to drop somebody who you may value. So I mean, it is what it is. I think there are scenarios where it pays off, but there are definitely it's risky because if it doesn't pay off, then you'll likely have somebody on your bench that did better that you're going to be like, I should
Right.
have done this or whatever.
Well,
So
let the record show that you and Nick were both wrong here. So I'm not the
yes,
only one who lost.
well, I lost too. So
You
my
lost some, oh yeah, you lost credibility and you lost your game. So in that way
yeah,
I beat you.
I may have had one of the worst sports weekends I've had in a good while. So we'll jump into some of the highlights and lowlights. So let's start with the high score last week. Got to give it up to Fat Boy 420 for 148 points. Solid performance, 11-0 in all play. So would have beaten
What do
every other
you
team.
Yeah, what's he working with? With this team?
So yeah, good questions. I mean, definitely Tua and Justin Fields were his big ones, right? Justin Fields may be the pickup of the year. I know I was talking to Jory a little bit earlier today, and he still thinks about that
42
one.
points. Jesus.
So yeah, he had 42 points, 178 yards rushing, which is insane for a quarterback. So when you also throw 3 touchdowns without even going over 150 yards, that's pretty it's pretty impressive.
How many
Good.
years that guy been in the league, Mario? Fields.
Justin Fields, this is his second full season. So
Is it?
he was a rookie last year. Yeah, he went to Ohio State. I mean, I like Justin Fields. I think he's got a future. It's just he's still very raw, and the Bears are possibly the most inept organization when it comes to developing offensive talent. So, I don't know what happened this week. Something about Miami. Miami just has crazy games. So Taylor benefited from a 35-32 game because both of the quarterbacks he started were playing in the same game and were going off. So the other big one was Derrick Henry, got 23 points. We talked about this one though, Nick and I. I think that the challenge was for Tony. He had Keenan Allen go out again. He got hurt or basically couldn't play, and he was missing two of his top running backs in Chubb and Harris. So basically, Taylor had a full roster. Besides, I guess Tebow Samuel didn't play. I forgot about that. But I would say the Tony's team wasn't at full strength. Let's say that.
Yeah, I'll say this one surprised me only because I'm someone who doesn't dive into these details. I'm kind of a play with emotion kind of guy.
Sure,
And
sure. We love it. We love to see it.
Taylor's team is the only team I've beaten. But I
You
know
know, it's a
that
good feeling.
yeah, yeah. Tony was on a pretty hot streak at the beginning of the season at least. We
No, he does. He still owns the top scoring week. And a funny stat about Taylor, he is 6-3 this season, right? So he's got a pretty good record. He's in position to make the playoffs. But he has only won 51% of his all play. So all play, remember, is that stat where it basically is like you're everyone versus everyone every week.
hmm
So it kind of measures like
Interesting.
how good are you scoring. He is technically right in the middle of the pack, and then it has managed to pull off a 6-3 record. That's with losing to you, right? So if he didn't lose to you, I mean, he'd be basically in first place. So, um,
How
Hey,
about that, Taylor?
fantasy has always a little luck involved, you know. Uh,
Dude, I feel that so hard because I swear every week, man, every week I fight and claw and scrap just to get the little sleeper projection to like 50%, 50%. So if you've played me, you know it's usually right there. And
yeah.
then I just the more I pay attention, the sadder I get because the later it gets in the week. I think the one time it wasn't an even matchup was with Taylor because he had like everyone out on his team for buys. So
I mean, I would say, on the note of there always being some luck, there's always some not so good luck. So I don't think it helps that you had the lowest point
hey man,
total of
yeah,
the.
that's
Hey,
that,
you know
that's the
what?
game, man. That's the game, man.
The
Somebody's got to
low.
win. Somebody's got to lose. I get it.
I
I
do
get
hate
it.
to bring this up too because it's a tough break, but I will shit on myself here in a minute. That is the lowest of the season.
Lowest
So
of
you
the
can only go
season, you
up.
said.
So those 66 points were the lowest scored of any team in any week thus far. So still a lot of weeks to play. Still got like 5 games for sure
Yeah.
for
Well, I
everybody.
mean, anybody who knows me, and I know a lot of people in the league know this, is I'm a I'm a closer. I'm kind of a come from behind underdog.
Come from
So
behind. Got it. Okay.
think what you
Interesting.
will, talk all the shit you want. I had it only fuels me.
You know what? As somebody who will probably join you in the consolation bracket, this week was tough for me because I actually lost by 4 points, so that was the lowest margin of victory, and that was a tough one for sure. So I think for both of us, we're probably looking at the consolation round like let's just get a win so we don't have to do the beer mile.
I'm already I'm already training on the side, man.
I
I'm
heard
I'm ready
hey,
for I'm ready for any eventuality.
by the way, I forgot to ask you because I think you're doing a half marathon.
Half marathon.
How are
Yes,
you
sir.
liking those? How are you liking those shoes?
The Hokas?
Yeah, are those new? You just
Yeah,
cop
man.
those?
Pretty new. I'd say they're maybe like 3 weeks old, something like that. They're nice,
Okay,
man. I
worth
didn't. I
it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like I, so the shoes I had before those that were like my athletic running shoes were like these Nike Flyknits or something, and I had them for literally like 4 years, and they
Oh
had like
God! So
the
you're trying to
soles
do
went out.
training with those?
Yeah, well, and I was telling Emily, I was like, man, when I run, man, my knee is fucked, dude. Like it hurts, like all this stuff. And like she was like, look at these things, like you fucking idiot. And I put on the Hokas and I was like, oh wow, I feel fast. I feel light. Like like
Wow.
they're so cushy, dude. The
That's
big thumbs up.
That's hilarious. No, I remember the first time I discovered running like good running shoes, and it was the exact same thing because I'm like the idiot, like, oh, why don't these Nike Shocks from 2010 work well for running? Yeah. So no, well, props to you, and hopefully you have a good race. But I just forgot to ask you about that, so figured I'd
So
throw that in there.
yeah, thanks, man. We'll
Yeah, a
we'll
little
see how it goes.
little brag, no big deal. So, speaking of lucky breaks,
Uh,
uh, Michael Scott Paper Co. finished 4-7 in all play this week, but still got the win. So let's add more salt to the wound of me getting the loss this week. Although to be fair, I would have lost to every single team in the league except for one. So it's kind of like a mute point.
Sorry, was there a question there for me? I muted
No,
myself to burp.
no, you're good. I actually was, well, hopefully this song doesn't get taken down by YouTube, but I was actually kind of jamming out to the song. I forgot about this song. This is like a solid eighth grade on the iPod song
Is
right
this
here.
is this red jumpsuit?
No, this is Cartel.
No, same shit.
Is it?
A little bit. But hey,
Uh,
man, no shade. I
hey, that's
I was
that's
in I was in there too.
that's like your opinion, man. Uh, not so lucky this week was Semi Chub. They had an 8-3 all play record, still lost. So tough break, lose to another playoff team, but hopefully a preview of a playoff matchup. So I know you had some Q&A, maybe a question or something,
Oh yeah, is it my
or
turn?
other fantasy questions. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, man. All right. Um, okay. Let me see what I got here.
That's always a good start.
Let's see. Let me go ahead and pull up my notes app. Um, First question. What is the name of this podcast?
You know
I
what?
have it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We're workshopping it. I wouldn't say there's an
Oh.
official name. I like TCL podcast just because
Yeah.
it's very simple. It's not really super busy. But I know some people want it to have some other kind of crazy name. I mean, I'm open to suggestions. Again, my DMs are open on Sleeper, iMessage, Facebook Messenger, Parlor, whatever you want. Whatever you want to hit me up on.
I think
Twitter.
me thinks this is a vote in the chat. So if you're listening to this episode, this is Mario has basically called this a free for all. So submit your thoughts in the chat. We can all
Submit your
vote.
vote.
Yeah.
You know how many polls I've done for this league? This is a damn democracy. So whatever the people
Oh,
want,
Sleeper's great, man.
that is a cool feature about it. I do like that. Sleeper's been good, great, honestly, thus far.
Okay.
I don't think it's crashed once, which is I couldn't say the same for ESPN.
Ooh, hot
Yeah,
take.
shade at ESPN. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so names TCL podcast for now, but if you have a better name, DM me. What's your
Oh,
next what's the next one?
I'm sure the listeners do. Don't rush me. Um,
I was ready to move on. It's like, okay, this topic
next
sucks.
next question. Do you have the rights to play any of this music we're listening to in the background?
No, I do not, and all rights are reserved to their original owners. So all original owners, all rights go to them. So not looking to monetize for this video. Just looking to
Yeah,
have some fun with some buds, really.
yeah. For those of you listening at home, I only really listened to the podcast before this one, and I thought smooth adult jazz was just sort of the go-to. And when I hopped onto the pre-show with Mario, he informed me that I'm his emo friend. So we're going to be listening to the first emo rock playlist that came up when he Googled emo music. So just clearing
Yeah,
the air on that.
let the record also show that I know more of these songs than Andy does. So maybe I'm
That
the
is
emo kid.
not true, but I don't have the energy to fight you on it.
No, we all rights are reserved for original owners, so please don't take us down YouTube. Thanks.
Okay. Pretty please. Okay.
With a
Um,
cherry on top.
Next question. Uh, who did you vote for railroad commissioner?
um let's just go over the
You
options
did
again.
vote, didn't you?
No,
Go ahead.
I did vote. Hold
I'm
on. I
assuming you made
can't.
an informed opinion
Yeah, I actually did a lot of research ahead of
or had
time.
an informed opinion. Yeah,
I
sure.
had I did a lot of research. Oh my God, I could
Just
not
enough for
type
you to
fast
vote
enough.
and not enough for you to remember who you
I
voted
actually
for.
I actually just looked up what was their opinion on fantasy football, and that was basically all I did. So looks like Looks like Wayne Christian is doing pretty good right now, so that's tough.
Interesting.
Um, can we not talk about
Yeah. Okay.
that?
All right. Next question. Let's bring it
All
back
right,
around to football.
all right.
Um, Give me a running back.
From my team to your team.
Yeah.
All right, I'll talk to you after the show. We can make a deal. We both are.
You don't want to break this down live?
No, because I don't want anybody to hear my strategies. I want it to just be a one-to-one, man-to-man conversation, person to person. Sorry for all the other members of the
He's
league.
scared. He's scared.
I
He's scared I'm gonna outmaneuver him in the art of the deal. Already.
honestly will give you I'll give you $1.25 on the dollar, just because I'm ready to blow up my team after the week we had, and I'm ready to push all my chips in. I don't even care if I don't win a single game after this week, but we'll talk about this in the preview. There's only one game I want to win this year, and it's
Oh
this
yeah.
week. So
Ooh,
that's a tease. So keep listening.
spicy.
Um, let me do the power rankings for through this week, and then if you do have any additional Q&A, we can do after our game.
Yeah, yeah. Your show, man. I'm just here.
All right, so let me do the top five again. This is power ranking, so this is just based on an arbitrary score that I made up that I only know. So don't ask me what it is. This is just my show, so you just get to listen. So number one in the league for another week for now. I still got to give it to Local Mill. So I think they still got the best team. Um, but they did take a loss this week, so they do have a team kind of sneaking up on them, and that's a team that I think is already somebody, I guess, could be dangerous for a lot of people, especially given that the computer drafted this team. So if we all lose to the computer, well, I think we should just all retire, honestly. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But Nick's number one for another week. Number two, got to give it to Dirty Dirts. This is the computer team. I got to stop texting him and reminding him because I'm being too nice. But I at least helped him this week. I meant to do it last week. He should have beaten Taylor, but we'll take the win this week. So Dirty Dirts number two. They have. Do you know about this, Andy? Do you know what the secret weapon is for Dirty Dirts? You know why I'm so fearful of them?
No,
So
tell me.
they have somebody on their team that is currently suspended from being able to play, but in
Oh, is
two
this a Deshaun
weeks,
Watson thing? Oh my
yeah.
God, I forgot that he was even. Okay, yeah, that's crazy.
So he's got him on his bench. He's been holding on to him all year because mainly because I don't think he's checked it for the first couple of weeks. But yeah, he's waiting there. So if he's good, not only will we all likely lose, but he's gonna win, and we're all gonna lose to Deshaun Watson. So
Feels bad, man.
it's just been a tough year for all of us. No new season of Ted Lasso, so we're all just in shambles right now.
The only reason I get out of bed is hoping that they announce the new season.
Yeah, speaking of new seasons, did you see they canceled Westworld? Are you a Westworld guy?
I heard that in passing. I gave up after like season three.
Yeah, you and everybody else. That's why they canceled it. Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
Andy. Now we'll never know the end of the story.
yeah, whatever. Robots.
All right, number three, giving it to Fat Boy 420. They won three in a row. They're 6-3. They're in the standings. They're on the move towards the playoffs. So that's my number three team. Number four, a little controversial, but I think they earned it after this week. They're 4-5, but give me the Zonkers. I think they're gonna sneak into the playoffs. I think this might be the
It's
team
on
to
the
look
come
out
up.
for. They've also won three in a row, if I recall correctly. So That's my number 4 team. I think that they're that good right now. Um, Number 5 team is Show Me Your TDs. They have a better record right now, and their team is doing really good. But I want to see it another week to really um, give them that, I guess, benefit of the doubt. But really excited to see they made that OBJ move, so I think that'll be a positive. So it's going to be very interesting in spots like 4 through 8, because literally it could be uh any of like 8 teams.
Yeah, it's an exciting week.
Exciting week for sure. Number 6 team. This is really hard because there's probably like 3 teams that could have this, and if they have a fair shot at it. But I think out of the teams that I haven't mentioned, I got to give it to Semi Chubb. They got the most points scored in the league. They still have 2 other running backs that weren't playing this week. So even though they're 5-4, give me Semi Chubb for the number 6 spot and final playoff spot. So that's my predictions. But here's the playoff bracket right now. You got Nick with the first round bye, as well as Aaron with the first round bye, which I didn't mention, but we'll save that one for the preview. And then in the wild card round, you have Dirty Dirts versus Taylor and Tony versus Jory. So still a lot of weeks left, right? We still got 6 weeks to play to decide those last 6 spots in the playoffs. So are you excited, Andy?
I can't contain myself. That's all I talk about.
All right, let's go to our fun game. Are you ready to play this game?
Oh, we got the game. All right, yeah,
We
let's
we, we,
go.
we got to play this game. It's a little bit short or long, but let's have some fun with it. What do you say? This game is called Big Brain Trivia.
Holy shit, he made a slide.
I
Let's go.
made I made a whole slide. This is how much I care about our show, and really just to do this show with you. So
I want to take a moment to say how much I appreciate the design sensibilities here.
yeah, you know what? I try to keep it simple, as you'll
Yeah,
kind of see that
it's clean.
the simplicity maybe goes a little too far, but we'll and maybe my transition work needs a little help. But all right, so here's 2 things. One, if you win, you get nothing, but I guess you will get some pride. And 2, there's basically 2 football questions and then
Okay.
some other fun questions. So not everything's gonna be football related.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
are you ready to
All right.
go?
Yeah, man.
All right, let's do it. So let's start with question number 1. This should be a layup, hopefully. Start off with an easy one. Who was the 2021 TCL champion?
Uh, Tony, right?
Do you I don't know, you tell me.
Yeah, no, it was Tony. It was Tony.
Do you remember his team name?
No, but I know he's got a hot dog as his avatar. Does that give me half a point?
No, I would give you
Oh,
an
he
extra
changed
point.
it. He changed it. He
No, no,
changed it.
no, 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 no. I was gonna give you Tony for sure, but
Okay.
I wanted to give you an extra point if you knew his team name, which is just still one of the most historic team names in TCL history.
Yeah. R.I.P.
RIP. Rest in power. Uh, I'm glad you got this one because in my head I'm like, oh, this should be easy, and I'm like, wait, what if he doesn't know?
Or it's Andy. Like, Jesus Christ.
Uh, Me. All right. Question number 2. How many European countries are larger than Texas?
What? Um,
Let's see how large. How?
all of Europe.
Wait, what?
Like, okay, in all
Oh,
of Europe,
oh.
how many of these? All
How many
right.
European countries are larger than Texas? Let's say that the.
I get
Well,
it. I get it.
okay.
We're talking square footage or square
Yeah,
metric,
square miles,
square kilometer.
square kilometer, whatever you want.
Um, I'm going to go with I'm gonna go with 4. Final answer.
Four. Oh, Andy.
God damn it! Are you serious?
Yeah, apparently no countries are larger than Texas.
Well, I was
I
thinking, Spain. I was thinking France, and then I was like, Italy's pretty long, and then I was like, there's probably one in there I'm forgetting. So I was
that you're
just
not thinking
padding
of.
that. I was just padding my answer. All
Now,
right,
a funny similar question I heard recently was like, how many buildings in New York City are like, I forget what the number was, but there was basically like the size of a city block. Um, and like the people's guesses was like 5, 10, whatever. It's like 64 buildings
Jesus,
that are the size of a city block. So that one blew my mind. So size, it can be tricky. Are you ready for this transition? Look at this one. That's fun.
bro,
This
you
one's a
outdid yourself.
this one's a football question. I don't know if you're gonna get this one, but if you do, that'd be awesome. What team has been
That's
drubbed in Super Bowls by scores of 27-10, 39-20, 42-10, and 55-10? So it's kind of a twofold question because they're been gotten beat 4 times in the Super Bowl, but they've also made it to 4 Super Bowls at least.
yeah. Uh, the Falcons.
Final answer?
No, uh, no, Falcons. Final answer. I stick to my
Falcons fun.
guns.
All right,
Like
stick to
the
your
Zonkers.
guns. Didn't work out.
God damn
Denver
it.
Broncos. Shout out to Nick.
Well, you know
Um,
what? I was thinking about the time the Patriots beat the Falcons in that
See, but
blowout.
that was just a big comeback. It wasn't a blowout at the end because they barely, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
Whatever.
to do that to you. All right, ready for the
Next
next?
question.
Are you ready for the next one? All right. On average, what is the thing that Americans do 22 times a day?
I love that you're loving this.
I'll tell you what my favorite one was before you answer. My guess was fart.
I was literally thinking that, and then I was like, I'm
It's
not gonna
not
say that.
fart. It's not fart. But
Made
yeah,
myself
what
look a
could you
fool on
imagine?
this podcast. I'm not about to guess fart. Uh, uh 22 times a day.
It seems like a lot.
Yeah, man. That's a very like big number. Um, I don't know. Yawn.
Mmm. Open the fridge.
Open the fridge. Is this pre or post pandemic?
Yeah, you know what? I think I need to check this one
I want to see the
because
data here.
I started thinking about it. I'm like, there's no fucking way I open the fridge 22 times in a day. But, maybe we're just the outliers.
That is, yeah, maybe per household.
Yeah, you know what? There's probably kids involved there, and kids are always messing with shit.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, last question. I think you'll get this one. Who's the all-time leading runner in NFL history with 18,355 rushing yards?
I
As I
know
headbang
this.
to this song.
I know this. Um, he was a cowboy, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he was on the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Dude, I'm just blanking on his fucking name.
It's
I
on the
watched
tip
him
of.
beat the record. My mom is a bigger football fan than me. She like called me in to like watch him break the record, and I was like,
He's like,
okay.
you're gonna thank me for this one day. You're gonna be on a podcast one
And now
day.
I'm literally here and I'm ruining it.
No,
God, I want to cheat so bad on my phone, and I just want you to know at home that I'm not. Um,
thank you for being honest.
I don't know, dude. Just show me. God damn it! I knew it. Fuck. All All right, I deserve that. I deserve this entire experience.
That was fun though. That
That
was
was a good.
fun.
No, that was fun. Good questions. A little bit of everything.
Little mix and match. So if you like that
Yeah.
one, listeners at home, let us know. We can play more games, although it is kind of a pain in the ass to make it. But
I love that you need to go the extra mile for guests like me though, Mario. I
you
don't
know what?
expect you to
That's
carry the football conversation for an hour.
dude. Well, hey, believe it or not, we're going on 50 minutes right now.
Are we really?
Yeah, we're mowing right along. If anything, I think we might go a little long, but hey, if we're having fun, we're having fun. You thought this was going to be like 25 minutes of silence.
I did. I did.
And then I'm like, all right, well, I'll see you later. Um,
Cool, bye.
so last two things we'll do. We got to do picks. I think I mentioned this earlier, but if I didn't, Nick and I both went 2-4 last week in our picks. So I'll keep tallying mine up and do a percentage, and then I'll just tell you everybody what the previous person did the next week. So picks, we're having fun, right? So let's start with the top because the bottom is where we started last time, and that's a spicy matchup that we'll save till the very end. But I think for this one, we don't have to go too in depth if you don't, want to. But let's just look at each matchup and give your best projection here. So, first matchup: sports panties taking on local milfs. Who you got? Looks like Nick's already made some adjustments. So projection has 62 to 38 for Nick. What are you thinking?
Man, I don't know. Nick hit a little speed bump last week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure
Took an
did.
L. Think I'll give it to you, Mario.
Wow.
Not just because you're a great host, but because I believe in you as a fantasy football coach.
Yeah, you know what? I appreciate that, Andy. When I first looked at Nick's lineup, it looked like Lamar Jackson was the only one out, but it looks like he has Stevenson also out. And I guess he's just sitting Mostert to start Patterson and Hunt. Maybe Nick Chubb might be hurt. Don't know what he's really thinking there, but I'm just maybe post our trade, our blockbuster trade, it will be better, but right now I'm really not super in love with this team. Feels like I'm plugging. Feels like the what is the like the product where they like put the like it's like a putty and you put it on like holes to like plug a
Shake weight.
hole. No, not shake weight. What is it? What is it called? It's called like seal something.
Oh, Flex Seal.
Flex seal. This is me. Hold on, I'm gonna put this up on the
I've got
screen.
I've got Flex Seal at the front of my mind, but not Emmett Smith.
Yeah, Flex Seal. Yeah, here's me. This is me trying to fix my fantasy football team. Is this guy right here? Just trying to just try and that's not even that great a picture. Guy. Let's add that to the Google search. How about we do that?
Big
Yeah,
home repair energy, dude. It matches your avatar.
dude, have you seen this? Holy shit! Like, I didn't even know this is a thing, but the Flex Seal guy. eh, Right, there it is.
What? Seen what? Him
He's
with the sharks?
yeah, he's just swimming with a bunch of sharks. Like, okay. Like who's ever in this situation like, thank God I have my Flex Seal.
It's called marketing, sweetie, and it's what's going to
Ne-
get this podcast off the ground.
it never heard of it. Our 8 viewers don't need your marketing. So shout out to those 8 viewers, by the way. And if you did finish, shout out extra. Give me Nick in this one. I'm gonna try and reverse jinx him. So we'll both pick Nick.
I didn't. I picked you.
Oh, you pick me.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me make sure I tally. All right. Next matchup. possible definitely playoff implications here. 6-3 Taylor, 6-3
Ooh.
Aaron, spicy one. Aaron got Mahomes back this past week, and I think he had a crazy big game. I think did Aaron win last week? Maybe no, he barely lost because he lost to Joy. So you got Justin Fields to that big game. Taylor still got two good runners. This one's a tough one. It could go either way. I think the projection's pretty accurate. Maybe even a little closer, maybe like 50, 51, 49 or something.
Mm.
Who are you thinking in this one?
I'm gonna go with Aaron. I didn't
Aaron.
realize how solid his playoff position was and everything. And Patrick Mahomes is coming back this week. I don't know. It's all
Yeah,
gut feelings from me, Mario.
no, that's totally fair. That's why we're here. I also want to give a quick shout out to myself because I told him to pick up Jeff Wilson, and he's already doing really good there. So you're welcome, Aaron. If you win the TCL, buy me lunch or something. Um, yeah, I'm actually going to take Aaron here too. I think Taylor's reign of terror, to use a phrase I've used before, is over. So, also, I just feel like Taylor's team is not a house of cards, but um, we just saw last week the Lions got their second win of the season. So I feel like they're turning a new leaf. Maybe their defense is just terrible, but I predict a weird game here. Like Justin Fields just scored 42 points. I feel like the only logical thing is for him to score like 10 the next week.
Yeah, it's got to all balance out.
Yeah, it's just spirit, it's just energy out there.
I
All
hear
right.
you, man.
So let's look at this one. Team Gizzard Gills facing Tony. Tony going back to full strength. His team's looking pretty mean. I feel like in like a metaphorical sense, he's looking very angry in this one. Uh Grant, who had Joe Mixon, is now on a bye this week. Oof, a lot of buys. Give me Tony in this one.
Yeah, I feel like the sleeper prediction is can't be that wrong, right?
No,
Uh,
I wouldn't even say even once he starts a full lineup, it might be like this might be like a 58-42 type of matchup where even like some things got to go really wrong for Tony. I think
yeah,
he's got a lot of people that are doing just fine that'll continue that. So give me Tony there. This one is gonna be interesting because you have Maish, who's been on kind of a roll, and you got Team Dirty Dirts, and he's got to start Garoppolo this week because Joe Burrow is on a bye. There's our boy. Sorry, your boy. So here's the projection: 55-45. Should I text Dirks or do we kind of just trust him to make the moves he needs to make?
I do
That's
not
the question number
appreciate
one.
you, yeah, mingling in the affairs of the rest
Look,
of us plebeians in the league.
in my defense, I'm just trying to have free and fair matchups. Just don't want anybody getting a cakewalk because if it was you getting screwed over out of the playoffs because somebody had to play somebody that didn't start their full lineup, you probably wouldn't want that, right?
Mm. Where was this mercy when I had to beg you to let me back in the league in Port A?
I've grown a lot. There's been a pandemic since then, Andy. I don't know if you heard about that one. I know you thought it was not all up to snuff, but some of
Do
us went
not
through a lot.
no, do not paint me in this light for these people do not know me. You fucking
with
troll.
with zero context, just zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I know you're.
Andy fucking sucks, dude.
They're like, I hope he never comes back ever again. The 42 viewers that we have total.
Exactly.
I'm getting letters sent to my house. Never put Andy on the show again. If you want us to listen.
My grandkids will find me years from now and be
Dude,
like,
I'm never going
"Campy."
to be able to run for president after the first two episodes of this show, so I've already come to terms with it.
Oh man, too spicy in the fantasy football podcast, dude.
Yeah, my fantasy football takes were too much for everybody. So, what? Who you got in this one?
Oh man, uh, give me give me Dirty Dirts. I
Ooh,
believe in him as long as you don't interfere. I think this is his opportunity to show that he can stand on his own.
yeah, you hear that, Dirt? So when I post this, you better listen one for the full hour that we've been
Yeah,
on,
this is at the end.
and then also please set your line up. If you have any questions, let me know. All right. Next one is there's gonna be some good matchups this week. I don't know what you're doing this weekend, Andy, but I will be traveling, so I won't get to watch a lot of these, but I'm gonna really be excited to get home and see how these played out.
I'll
So
hunt
here's
it
another
down,
good
dude.
one. 6-3, Jory. 4-5, Joe Wise. Joe Wise needs this win to stay in the playoff hunt. Um, but facing a tough opponent. Jory have anybody on bye? Doesn't look like it. No big ones here either. Josh Allen, McCaffrey's really coming on strong. Who you got in this one?
Uh, I'll go with Dobby is free.
Dobby is free.
Mm, like Pollard. Just
Yeah,
falling
I
back
like
as a
Pollard.
Cowboys fan.
I hope he gets another 15 carries at least and breaks one off. They just need to give him the damn ball. Agreed. But Jory would probably also be happy with that because he also loves the Cowboys. But I think McCaffrey's going to have another big game against the Chargers. It's on Sunday night.
Looks like it.
Uh, give me Dobby is free here too, actually. So that's the second to last one. So now the Sunday night game of our league. You know, Al Michael or not Al Michaels, Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth are heading down to your house to watch the games with you. As it's Michael Scott Paper Co. versus the 089 289s. That inside joke staying inside. By the way, I'm not telling anybody about that. If you
Let's
want to
go
know, DM
numbers.
me. Um, this is actually a pretty close matchup. You got a decent setup here. I think you're only need a kicker. You got Cooper back. Maybe start Pitts against Carolina. It'll be a big Thursday decision. Russell's team is actually kind of in the same boat as you. They've just had rotten luck as well. I believe their all play record is exactly identical to yours, 30-69. Nice.
This is gonna be a shit show.
This might be the funnest matchup of all of them. So, who do you got in this one? Oh eight
Uh,
nine 289s versus Rory.
yeah, you got to go with the 089 289s here. I
All
think
right,
it's
go
pretty
with
clear.
yourself. Go with yourself, okay? Bold. Two in a row. Did you go two in a row? Or actually, that's not true. Sorry.
Oh,
And
is it?
Russell would go two in a row, or you would get your second win. So either way, somebody's getting their
Statistically, I think
second
I have the
win.
shot. Yeah.
This is basically a battle for who's not in last place. So just keep that in mind when we're doing our trade negotiations. You need this week.
All right. Sounds good, man.
All right. So I got your picks in. We went over the main stuff for the week. I think overall it's gonna be a fun road to the playoffs because this is the point of the season where it's all fun. Um, who is your last thing I'll ask you, and then we'll give it over to you for your parting thoughts. But who is
Mhm.
your prediction for champion right now, knowing what you know, or not knowing what you don't know?
Knowing what I know. I I will I gotta give it to handsome Tony. I mean, he's done it once before. I spent 11 hours in the car with him going to and from Colorado. Uh, 11 hours one way, 11 hours back. And
Man,
I got an insight into the way his fantasy football mind works. This man does a lot of research, so
you know what? I think it's paying off. So okay, so Tony, it is for the prediction. Any other Q and A's you got, or any other little tidbits you want to share?
I don't think so, man. May the odds be ever in your favor. Uh, let's do
Don't
this.
quote books at me, Andrew. I don't
Well,
read.
it
Sorry.
was a movie also.
Shout out Emily. I don't read. Sorry. Um,
She said she's gonna listen this week, so hey Emily.
God. Hey. Well, if you aren't still listening at this point, thanks for listening. We do it all for you. So feedback, questions, mailbag, mariodelpena44@gmail.com. That's the TCL email. Um, yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all on the next one. I think we have a pre-Thanksgiving special. So that's all for this one. Thanks for listening.